God, no, no! People with mental illness, various racial and ethnic groups, and gay and lesbian individuals. Gay individual civil rights versus civil rights, and same-gender marriages.
Listen, I know that he is not gay friendly. He's gonna lose it.
Hello, welcome to Affirming Love Podcast, where we are acknowledging, announcing, confirming, encouraging, and upholding love for LGBTQ plus individuals and allies. I am your host, Laverne Simpson, advocate, leader, and member of the LGBTQ plus community. CEO of Creative and Spiritual Resolutions, where I'm a spirit guide and spirit healer. Writer, director, and producer of Love Simpson Creations, theatrical productions, as well as founder, former leader, and wedding officiant of Affirming Love Ministries, a radically inclusive ministry for LGBTQ plus individuals and allies. Each week on Affirming Love Podcast, we will be breaking down real conversations about beliefs, relationships, entrepreneurship, leadership, personal development, and growth. Welcome to Affirming Love Podcast. Hello. Welcome to Affirming Love Podcast. Today we are acknowledging someone who is a social worker, a former pastor, spiritual teacher, and advocate for authentic living. For many years, she has worked at the intersection of personal transformation, spirituality, and human services, helping people navigate life's challenges while reconnecting with their own inherent worth and wisdom. As a member of the LGBTQ plus community, she brings both professional experience and lived experience to conversations about identity, healing, belonging, and the courage it takes to live truthfully. She is passionate about creating spaces where people can move beyond fear, shame, and other people's expectations to discover who they truly are. Her message is rooted in compassion, self-acceptance, and the belief that every person deserves the freedom to live authentically. Join me in welcoming someone dear to my spiritual journey, my former pastor and mentor, Darlene Franklin. Hey, Darlene!
Hey.
How are you today?
I am excellent in this moment. This is so, I don't even know what to call it, but it is so, we would just call it in divine order, my friend.
Yes.
You're more than that. You're my daughter. You're my like my firstborn in ministry.
Yes.
And I am so delighted, Laverne, to be here and for us to find ourselves in this moment. It is a blessing. I am grateful, and I'm just over the moon, thanking God.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm smiling throughout this whole.
Boy, because when we think back over come on now. we just grateful. Gratitude.
I am so grateful to have you here too. It is such a pleasure to see you and to have you a part of Affirming Love Podcast. Man, I don't know, like these conversations, we know we can go way far somewhere and get to talking about some things.
Absolutely.
As we used to do, but we're going to try to stay a little bit on track.
All right. We'll do that. It's going to be hard.
Be your authentic self. Just talk. That's all it is. Let's just enjoy each other's company today, you know? So announce yourself. Tell us something about you and what you're doing nowadays.
Well, I am actually basically retired. The journeys and places I've been, but I've retired from jobs. I've retired from working, but I'm never retired from that which calls me to my purpose.
Yeah.
to my spiritual purpose and destiny. And right now, I am working with a company called Cardboard Project, where I'm mentoring and supervising social work interns.
Okay.
And it's basically about making sure that all of Texas and beyond is getting connected to digital services,
Okay.
especially in marginalized communities. I'm also a business owner. I own my own vegan bakery.
All right.
Online, it's called Bestie's Vegan Bliss. And so that's part of it. And I'm also owner of my own LLC, Soulful Purpose,
All right.
which,
All right.
which is really connected to my heart work. That I, through their counsel and mentor people through coming home to themselves, coming home to themselves,
Yes.
to their divinity, to their sovereignty, to their divine birthright to be and to have. And so I'm still out there, still doing it. I call it, I'm not retired, I'm retreading.
Okay, come on, retreading.
I'm doing so it's I'm going and doing what spirit has called me to do, and I get to do what I love, and
awesome.
and that's a beautiful thing.
That is awesome. That sounds good. I know that's right. Keep your hands busy, because idle hands is the devil's workshop. According to what they taught us. I say that all the time, but you are so creative and so innovative and always have been, And so with that, we got to use what Spirit has given us, right? We don't want to take them talents and hide them somewhere and tuck them. Somebody else to get them,
Exactly.
So we definitely, yes, follow that.
Yeah.
So, how do you identify? And what does that identity mean to you?
Today, I identify. People ask me, "What's your pronouns?" And I say, "am." And I say, "That's not a pronoun." I said, "It's mine."
Okay.
Mine, because I get to choose, because that's what God gave me, choice.
Come on.
And I've come through living through these multiple identities that I have had over my life. A girl, discovering who I am, a woman, a mother, a wife, being married to a man, being married to a woman, trying to fit into this and fit into that. And I just got to a point in this almost 7th decade of my life to say, this is my journey. Keep the labels.
Come on.
Keep the labels, because the labels and places that I squoze myself into to try to identify and be accepted and to people please and to this and to that and to shrink and to all of that, I said, I'm done.
You just fill my whole head up just thinking about all of it.
Said, I am done. And I went on the journey of returning to myself. I went on the journey of, in all of that identifying and all of that labeling myself, when will I truly label myself a child of God? What is that?
Oh my!
What is that like?
Yes.
What does it mean to be born of spirit? What does it mean to truly live in the full truth of my life?
Oh my!
Okay. And so I've been on there ever since I left pastoring in 2010. I've been on a journey. And I finally landed in love with myself.
Oh, what a wonderful place to be.
Because spirit lives within here. Spirit connected to spirit. And so, I find myself in those places. I'm still a mother.
Okay.
I'm a wife, married to a woman, of course. But, I'm a sister. I'm a friend to some. I'm a brother.
A grandmother.
I'm a grandmother. Okay. And so wherever I find myself, I'm all those things.
Yes.
And so am pulls it all together.
Oh, come on, Am. I am.
So I just say I am.
Nice. I love it.
That's my way.
That's some powerful stuff there too. You hear me?
It's a interesting place to own who you are as God sees. You know, no matter what faith background or whatever you come from, we're all still of the nature and spirit of God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's where I am now.
Okay, Am. Go ahead on then. Tell me a little bit about what it was like when you came out of the closet.
Ooh-wee. I came out at the age of 30.
Okay.
And I really didn't come out. What I did was I made a decision.
Okay.
I made a decision that I was no longer going to hide because I knew who I was since I was 7.
Okay.
Believe it or not, since I was 7. And I went through all of these things. But at the age of 30, 2 children, divorcing, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done hiding. I'm done. Now, I didn't run out saying, hey, kick that closet door open and come out. I didn't do that because I was concerned about my children.
Okay.
And that was the only thing. But I came out actually with the help of my first girlfriend who said, you can't be in the closet, but it was a process. And I came out during coming October, I think it was coming out month of affirmations.
Wow.
And I stood up and told my story and was out ever since, on that journey of coming out. But it was not easy. I mean, my family knew since I was this high. Everybody knew, but you don't, it wasn't nice names that they called us back then.
Right.
It wasn't nice names. I was always, the nicest name was Tomboy. Okay, I could believe that, but them other names, Bull, Dagger, this and that, and somebody had the nerve to even call me a faggot one time. And that really messed me up, which I talk about is I didn't mention my book that'll be out at the end of the year.
Nice.
And I talk about that. But that's when I knew I was done. So if I was to say, when did I truly come out, is when I truly said, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
So I heard you say Ferndale. So you were actually in Michigan when you had your experience. So when you were married to your ex-husband, you were in Michigan? I don't know why I thought you were.
No, I was in California.
Okay, you were
I
in
was
California.
still in the military.
Okay.
I had just come out. I had just left the military, actually, and I left the military. I left him.
Okay.
I'm
in now.
And so but I did not and I'm very transparent and honest about my life. I didn't leave him because I wanted to be gay. I left him because I was not going to be abused.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I had seen enough of that in my growing up years. And I said, no, this is not gonna work.
Good for you.
Bye-bye. That's when I moved to Michigan. That's when I moved. So, yeah.
Good for you. You know what? It takes a lot of strength and courage and bravery to leave situations like that. Some people are so stuck on being in love with that person that they would rather allow themselves, especially back in the olden days, honey. Them women, honey, I could have never. I would have been Miss Sophia over and over again because I'd have been somebody else. I'd have been fighting Mr. Harpo would have never made.
Exactly. And that's when I knew it was time for me to go. The moment that I said, decided that he said to me one too many times, I'm going to kill you.
Now, back to our show. Oh,
Now,
no.
when I said you can die too,
Yes, ma'am.
I realized my children, first of all, I didn't deserve to lose my life.
That's right.
My children did not deserve to lose their mother.
At all.
And I knew then that they could lose their father too.
Yes, ma'am.
Where would they be? And I knew I had to go because you were not going to do me that way.
I know that's right.
Enough.
That's right. That's
so. Yeah.
absolutely.
That's when I moved to Michigan.
I commend you. I'm so glad that you did that. And you know what, that number 7, honey, that number 7 is something powerful. Between myself, you, and another interview I did, that number 7 is so,
absolutely.
That number of completion is really something else, because I knew at the age of 7, of course, didn't come out till I was 27, but I keep hearing that number 7.
It's completion. And every 7 years, I watched it. Going back, my life had a major adjustment.
7 years, every 7 years.
Every 7 years.
Nice.
Every 7 years, my life had a major adjustment. So I learned to pay attention to that. It tells me in seasons, it is complete.
Yes.
You can ignore that if you want to. but I heed you to pay attention.
Yeah. Pay attention to it. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
So you said that your family already knew. They knew when you were little. And then you went to the military. You were in the Air Force. I know all of these things about you too.
Yeah.
And you said that your family, so prior to you being married to your ex-husband, was there any mentioning, or was it just the tomboy thing? Were you in sports? Was it the military thing? Did your family ever say anything to you?
No, not in that way. They said a lot of things to me in the way that I was treated. Now, to go back and ask them that, oh no, nobody ever treated you a certain kind of way, but yeah, it was not very comfortable. And again, I talk about that in my book where I remember in the first grade running home and I had helped a little girl on the playground get her button unstuck from the swing. And I was in love. I felt a different kind of thing there. And I ran home. I told my sister, I said, I got a girlfriend. She said, so do I. Now, if I was to bring this story up to her today, she'd say, ain't nobody tell you that. But I ran home and I told her, I said, I got a girlfriend. And she said, so do I. I got girlfriends too. I said, no, I'll never forget it. I got a girlfriend. She said, you can't have a girlfriend like that. And believe it or not, on that day, it wasn't that you can't have a girlfriend like that. I ingested that message of I am wrong.
Oh.
Not the behavior, but me. I'm wrong. And it was that from that day forward, I began to hide.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I got to keep this hidden. Because it's not acceptable. Now, not saying not acceptable is my grown girl words. But when you're 7, you don't have words for that. Right.
You don't
just know I'm wrong. And that's where I got
something is wrong. Now, were you raised, did your parents or your mom raise you in the church? Were you
No, my mother raised us as my older, because it's 10 of us, I'm number 8. My older siblings went to church, I think, with my parents, but coming along, my mother's message was church is messy. Love God, love Jesus, treat people right.
Okay.
That was it.
That was it. So
That,
you ain't have to go to Sunday school every
no,
Sunday
no.
morning and
Now, but back then,
vacation Bible.
no. The Bible, like in most Black homes, was kept open to the
Mm-hmm.
to the Book of Revelations
Mm-mm.
on the coffee table to scare you.
Lord Jesus.
You know, and then you had that picture. A lot of people
Yes.
of Jesus with the hair watching over you everywhere you went. You saw them eyes, so that was enough.
Yes, man.
That was enough, you know. Even though people was arguing and fussing and fighting every day, Sunday, every weekend, but Jesus was sitting up there, and Book of Revelations was open on the coffee table.
My God, not the Book of
And you
Revelation.
worship that book. You worship that book.
Mm-hmm.
And you was careful how you carried. Didn't matter how you treated your sister. You carried that book with sacredness, you know.
Yes.
So no,
Yes.
so but looking back then there were a lot of summer programs that the Catholic Church put on, camp. We had jobs and things like that. So that's where we got our religion. You know?
Okay. Okay. All
That's
right.
where we got it, you know.
Okay.
And then there were, you know, they had those things. They had the programs, they had this. As a matter of fact, I went through catechism, took communion, tasted like good candy to me. And, you know, but
nice.
That's what it was. And it was treat people right.
So what drew you? So you said you were in Ferndale. That's when you decided to stop hiding and just acknowledge who you were. What drew you, with you not having the religious background, and now you know that you are who you are, and what drew you to the church? Was it the leaving the ex-husband? What?
When I moved to Michigan, I lived in Mount Clemens.
Okay.
And small town, you know, small town. And I lived there like quite a few years in Mount Clemens. And I had children, 2 small children. So right around the corner, getting them in Bible camp and this and that and the other, I started attending Baptist Church, Greater Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church.
All right now.
And still hiding, you know, and hiding, gay by night, straight by day. You know? And there was the church, and then there was the club that was close to me, both of them in walking vicinity.
My
distance. So I was gay by night in church by day, you know, and so that's the way I got familiar with the gay life. You know, for a lot of us, it was through the clubs, you know, and so, but Greater Morning Star Missionary, I couldn't hide my gayness. They know you could dress up, dresses, whatever. Me, I could not hide it.
Okay.
And people just knew, you know. But what made me end up in Ferndale, Detroit area is on the day that my daughter came home from school laughing at the people. Her school was near, because she was going to a Catholic school, but her school was near the gay bar. And people would walk the kids through that area, you know, during lunch or something like that. And kids would laugh at gay people that they saw. And she was old enough at that time that I said, you know what? So I asked her, I said, what would you think if somebody in your family was like that? And she said, nobody in my family like that. No. So I struggled with that. And I said, you know what? I have to come out. Because at that time, I had been in the gay community enough to say the only reason I wasn't coming out was possible backlash on my children. And so I said, I'm coming out to her.
Okay.
And I did. And I talked to her, and I came out to the little one. Little one said, Katrina, Katrina,
Yes.
let me go finish eating watching my cartoons. Okay, whatever. But the older one
Kimberly.
had a problem.
Okay.
She was
Okay.
a little older. But what really made me look at it was I was at this church, and I was at 12 noon prayer with her the very next day of me telling her I was a lesbian, and I called it gay at the time. We're in prayer circle, and the prayer leader said, all homosexuals are going to hell. I don't care who they are, they going to hell.
No.
And I looked down at her, and and I saw her face was just fear.
Oh my gosh.
And I never went back.
Oh my goodness.
Never went back. And I stayed away from church, period, for a whole year.
Baby.
And somebody kept telling me, it's a church in Detroit. It's a church in Detroit. And I went November 1st, 2001, I think it was, somewhere around there, 1999, November 1st, first Sunday. And I joined
November too, honey.
Full Fellowship of Christ Church.
Fellowship of Christ Church. Yes.
I joined, I got baptized, and the rest is history, as you know.
Yes.
Raised my daughters in that church.
Yeah.
Carl Steps taught my daughters how to walk in the
Nice.
As challenging as it was a beautiful experience. Just being able to live in the full truth of your life.
And when you say things like that, like you bringing back all of these good truth memories.
I know it. It's challenging, but I always believe that if there's any love, I always said this: stir up the gift. Stir up the gift.
Stir up the gift.
And we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for Full Truth, because looking back, of course, we grew up. We was kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids with babies. Kids with
amazing.
With new identities. A calling. Egos.
Oh my goodness.
So it's but I'm grateful for it.
Yes,
I am filled with gratitude for having that experience. As well as my children, So
yeah, because I was 27 when I came to Full Truth. When I came to Michigan, I was 27, and I couldn't I was raised in the Baptist church, Candy Stripe, little junior nurses, sang in the choir, little Ursula, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? My mom brought us up in it. My grandmother brought her children up in it. So when I got to Detroit, it was like, I need to find somewhere to worship, because, I didn't go through the whole, when I left, nobody knew that I was, going to the life. When I left my ex-husband, I packed them kids up and was gone. I knew what I was going to, but they didn't know what I was going to, So nobody at home knew I had come out before I got to Michigan, until I went back home with all my hair cut off. At a funeral, my auntie's funeral, dressed down with a dob like we do in Detroit, and some galas, baby.
See. Yeah.
27. We were young.
Yeah. But the thing is, in looking back over that, was I am so grateful of where God sent people like you, where God sent people like Pastor Leslie, during that time.
Yes.
During Rochelle Andress, during that time.
All right, everyone, that concludes our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in with us weekly on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Remember to follow, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you for tuning in to Affirming Love Podcast.